Hello, family. Welcome to Carolliving. Thank you so much, Eva, for being here. Thank you so much, Carolliving family, for all the regards, for all the followings. We are grateful, forever indebted to you. Today, we are going to continue our conversation. Of course, in that past conversation, we were introduced to my co-host, Eva, my friend, an entrepreneur, a strong, independent woman raised by a mom, another strong, amazing lady who taught her values, who taught her hard work, who gave her an amazing ethic. It was the origin of the ethic that she is who she is, but she's built on that. She has not allowed those backgrounds which just become backgrounds forever, even when you're like 40. She's saying, I'm redefining my background. Every 2 years, my background changes. Every 2 years, the background improves, and she's going towards an amazing pedigree now. We wanted to get personal. We have been having lots of conversations about living life with intention, living life with purpose. Now, today's thought we could share from our conversation, amazing, numerous conversations we've had with her. Let's share how do you show up into society? Like when you say, I am intentioned in my personal life, I'm intentioned in my work world, I'm intentioned with my associations. How does Eva show up? How are you intentional with your work life?
Well, I'm one person. I love to have a very good reputation when I work. I want someone to say, oh, I work with her.
She cares about her name.
She cares, and she delivered. She gave it her best. So I love to have such a reputation whenever I work with people.
Yes.
And I'm always like, I have this opportunity. I don't know for how long it's going to last.
Yes.
But it's best I should max on it.
Yes.
Especially if you're getting something out of it. So I usually show up in that way.
Simba wakati Max. Young people, they have lots of languages. She just said Max and she didn't flinch. Maximize, you mean, right?
Yes, by
you understand us. We're not from your generation. So yeah, she maximizes all her opportunities. Just go on.
Yeah.
So you're just, I don't want to mess you up, but you're just saying that when you're in a space, you're like, this opportunity is here now. I am going to maximize my impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're living in a world where people are really learned. They have studied. They have tried to acquire different experiences here and there.
Yes.
So once the opportunity comes to you, I feel like you need to grab it.
Yes.
And hold it like it's going to leave you in a snap of an hour. So I think you need to give it your best, because today it could be yours, tomorrow it could be to someone else. But I want someone to say, okay, I worked with Eve, but she was remarkable, she was exceptional, she delivered, she gave it her best. So those are things that I always try to live for, to live to whenever I'm in such a space.
When I think about what she's saying, I just want to take back us to the chronology. An amazing mom who teaches you great values about the work ethic. Guys, it matters. If you don't have a great work ethic background, teach yourself, because it matters. That on that foundation you come and you're like, I would like to preserve my name wherever, and my name in a good form, not just anyhow. So I'm intentional in the way I show up. I show up to do my best. I show up to be an ethical human being. I know I impact the world or my workspace the best I can within the opportunities. Now that is your intention at your workplace and the good name. I like when all the things just connect. I like the connection. You're such a deep thing. I say she's such a very old, like she thinks mature, and she's such a very young person. We're not talking about age, but this lady, she's very young. So how are you intention in your associations? I know I always say, you remember you go back, how did we meet? How did we meet? I remember we had such a very amazing conversation on one of those evenings during a Rotary meeting.
What a Rotary fellowship.
And then we just hit it off. And then we continued.
Exactly.
And I remember she said, you are my people, I am happy. And then I also said, this is my people. And then we continued, because it was the conversation. It was in-depth. It was informed. It was broader. It was just not so simplistic. So, how are you intentional? I know you're intentional. Personally, I know who you are, so I can attest to that. But just for the sake of our viewers, sake of our family, we are teaching. We are ensuring that those that look up to you can learn your methods, can learn things that guide you. How are your intentions with associations? Why would you be friends? Why are you friends with Carol, for instance? E.g., it's not personal, don't you? But just imagine an imaginary Carol.
I always believe that to be better, you need to associate with people that you can pick something from. We learn from one another. You could be good at something, and I would want to pursue that road.
Exactly.
So you coming into my space, you are going to get me to that point.
Yeah.
So when I love to associate with people that make me better, people that make me think about challenges or things I've never thought about.
Yes.
People that believe in your dreams, people that feel you're capable of getting wherever you want to be.
Yeah.
By the same time, they guide you and they'll let you know that, hey, you want to go down this road, it has A, B, C, D,
Yes.
but you have to watch out for this. So the desire or the hunger, or what I would call the thirst to grow,
yes,
and to be where I want to be, I need to associate with people like Carol, because they have they have diverse, they have a lot of knowledge, they have a lot of experience, and yeah, you want to learn from those people.
Yeah,
you really definitely want to do.
Thank you for those kind words. It's the carols of this world. When I say association, how your intentions, when I met, I also say I'm intentional. The people you meet, and however amazing they are, they're gifted, but you just know that they are not aligned to the things that you value. They're not aligned to values that you also respect, or the principles. So it's not like they are bad, but the alignment to the values or the shared principle around the things you care about. For me, so for me, honestly, I thought she's such a young soul, but yet amazingly gifted with intellect. She's sharp. She's not dreaming. She's not sleeping. She's very sharp, and she has all these dreams. I'm like, you know what? This is a young girl to watch, and she's going to change this world. She's still changing this world in amazing ways. And yeah, so you decide people that make you better. And as young people, I think it's something to borrow from people that make you better. Purpose to grow your circle to those that make you better. And what would you address the people who say, women, you can't be friends with women. Women are just difficult. I find people like, me, I'm just good with guy friends. I'm just good with guy. So when they find someone who's intentionally like relating to them, they're like, what you call women are difficult. They cannot achieve shit. They don't temeya guys, and they don't like wish good for each other. How would you address those that should maybe have those concerns, but yet they can have amazing friendships and relationships that empower them?
For starters, I think women that say that, I've had friends also say that.
Yes.
But I think usually it's as a result of your goals not aligning well.
Yes.
You get it. And I also think it comes from a point where people are carrying what you would call a baggage from the experiences with dealing with women. Yeah. And I must say, some people have had their rough share of such relationships. Yes. But that should not discourage you from meeting good ladies out there. Because there are good people out there. There are good ladies out there that can elevate you. They can take you to maybe heights you never thought you'd ever reach. Yes. So yes, there's the good and the bad. But even with a bad experience, it shouldn't.
It should be a learning experience.
It should be just a learning experience for you. Yes. It shouldn't discourage you, because there are people out there, the ladies out there that are really, really good, and they'll be able to uplift you. They'll be able to hold you by the hand and be like, hey, you can take this route. I use this, and these are the guidelines. So I wouldn't say that all women are bad, but it's just that we go through experiences. Some are unpleasant, but it's part of life. It's part of life, and along the way, you get to meet the people that are really supposed to be there. Yeah. So to me, I think it now becomes propaganda. Yeah. It becomes propaganda, and people are like, women are terrible, but it's just one rotten tomato that is spoiling.
Exactly. And even just the experience, I always say we are growing. Just let go. Someone was saying earlier, let go. Like you're not going to leave the energy of some broken space 10 years ago. And I always say, how long ago was your experience? I always ask these people, how long ago was your bad experience? If it's 1 year, I'm like, okay, fine, there's healing still happening. But if it's 5 years ago, I'm like, get over it. You've healed from it. It happened. It taught you a few things. It taught you how to establish healthy boundaries, even with anybody you be with. So take those lessons and make them better. But also we're not undermining amazing male friends that make us better. They are out there, and I always say God has gifted men with like a level. Many guys that are like purposeful, they have a level of focus that sometimes culturally have been predefined than our lady space. You find that we have a little bit of imbalance in our cultural space to like a lady to expect that when she grows up, she cannot achieve certain heights. Whereas the guy is like, man, for him, I have to work. If I don't work, how will I? So I find that many times when you have some male associations that are healthy, there's a lot to learn from them. So yes, the men guys, the good men friends, I applaud to you also. You teach us to be better human beings, and you celebrate us in ways that empower us. Now, we're talking about objectifying how you show up in your relationship. And I remember you saying, the relationship, but these days there's a lot of objectifying. Like I have these goals aligned to a relationship I want, but people are just like objectifying me and then thinking you're difficult, just because you have that in-depth thought of like what kind of man I want to relate with. Of course, you're straight. I'm going to speak this very clearly. What kind of gentleman I would like to have in my life? Should I to prepare myself to have like a purposeful relationship for marriage? She's a Christian, by the way, so when I speak for marriage, I know she also, that's where any relationship would head to eventually. And then a life partnership. How are you purposeful, intentional? Like what are those guiding principles around the person you would relate with? Now we've talked about purpose in work, purpose in your friendship, relationships. Now, purpose in that intimate relationship. I want to say relationships. I'll just say one. It's one at a time, people. You stop being all over the place.
Well, I think one thing that is really, really important, or one thing we look out for, is authenticity. Someone needs to be real with you, and I think it's something you build over time as your friends.
Yes.
So I believe that the person you end up with
has to be your friend.
Yeah, you have to be your friend, and by really, really a friend. Not yes, where you can easily tell him, you know what, I'm broke.
Yes.
And he can also tell you, you know what,
I'm broke.
Today is Akamezas.
Thank you.
You get it?
Yes.
So there's that level of transparency. I don't think if your partner can't tell you that, hey, I'm broke, then that means you guys are not really close.
They haven't crossed the place of vulnerability.
He expects you to look at him in a certain picture. You don't want to be vulnerable to you. To me, I think it's okay if you guys are dating or you plan to get married. You need to be able to be vulnerable to one another. Yeah. That way you can it actually strengthens, in my opinion, it strengthens your relationship more. Yes. And I think it makes things easier. Yeah. I'm basing on assumptions because I don't know what it means to be married, but I assume. Because even growing up, you'd hear your grandparents tell you, make sure the person you marry is your friend. Yes. You get it? Yes. So later when you grow up, it actually makes sense, because you wouldn't want to end up with a stranger. You just come from wherever. And
I just like that you exemplify, friendship is not a destination. It's a moving, actionable process. Yes. So I think from a place of many years more mature than you, just life experience, I feel like friendship is not cast in stone. It's a moving target. So when you say the person you marry is a friendship, that it's all a friendship in progress, heading to marriage, and even in marriage and continuing beyond. So friendship is very important for you. The other day I was saying, somebody was asking, ladies are always telling us the right man for me has to be this, has to have this height, this pocket, has to have these things. Like there's a lot of halves. Yes. And the guy was like, are you serious? Like, so they were like, we question ourselves. Where do the ladies get these things? Like, it's not written in the Bible. It's not a standard for companionship. Yeah. So why do people have this expectation now? I'll come back to you. I know why. I understand everybody has why. But why do you think people should focus? It's important to be ready financially to be married, because it takes money to take care of relational responsibilities, because by relationship to be a relationship to be a marriage, it takes finances, it takes security, it takes a level of stability. So I say, man, if you're in P6, you are in S6, please keep in the books, Vanangi. You're not ready. That is according to me. You're not ready. When you're ready and you can say I could establish a relationship that takes to marriage, then you're able to take care of the basics. Now, why do you think ladies, I'm going to say for ladies because we are both women, should stay away, should a little bit diminish the need or amplify? Because I know it's a two-way. So diminish the need that the guy has to have a certain level of success. Why is that important or not?
When I look at the society we are living in nowadays, we're having a lot of influences from the Western world, and there is a lot going on, a lot. So saving the good from the bad becomes very, very big.
It's a job you have to do.
Yes, it is. But one thing I would like to say is that you have to make realistic. Your quality should be realistic. Yeah. Because you're not going to get an angel riding a golden chariot. Be like, hey, I'm here to, it doesn't happen like that. There is no person, there is no man you're going to find that is perfect.
So for Eva, what's the bare minimum? Like if a guy has A, B, C, because we're sharing your experience. Yes. If the guy has these things in order, the 3, 4, 5 things, what are those?
Well, one is you have to be very respectful.
Yes.
Take respect to be something
very high
important.
up there. Yes.
Very, very important. I don't believe you can love someone and disrespect them.
Yes.
Then the other thing is honesty and trust.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I believe you also have to have that good communication.
Yes.
With your person.
Yeah.
And I don't think relationships can thrive
without amazing communication. The ability. Yes. So the question is, if people are having challenges, how do you challenge the people that you know care about to improve? Because I know many times people think they know how to communicate, then they realize actually they don't. They don't comprehend well, they don't take challenges well, they don't take conflict well, they don't even know how to address them, staying respectful. Where is that school of, where do you learn great communication skills? Where like, I think if I really like yardstick wise, I think I'm a great communicator. What's that's a teaching space? Because I know in education we have a lot of communication skills which are so biased to the career you are in, never to the relationships. What does it look? How do you educate yourself to be a better communicator even before you enter or even within a relationship?
Well, one thing I would say, when working as a team,
yes,
like really introduces you to such spaces, where you have to communicate effectively and efficiently, to people. Because if we are working as a team, Carol, and let me say I'm the team leader, I have a group of people that I am leading. Yes, I'm obliged to find out, hey, why isn't Carol performing? Is everything okay? Yes, you know, at home, what is bothering her? Yes. So communication starts from your own environment. Even at home. Yes. Your sister is locked up in her room for days. She's not coming out. Ask the question. Find out. So communication starts from there. And then it grows. Yes, it grows. So by the time you get into your marriage, these are things you have been practicing. It becomes part and parcel for you. Now, they say in the workplace, it's an expectation. Yes. You're paid for a job, you have to show up, you have to be a team player, you have to be seen. Even when you're a team player, you have to be seen. It's an expectation for you to be seen as a performer. Now, the relationship, the levels of accountability, they say, you know what, you can be amazing. I've seen very amazing guys and ladies who are like amazingly performers at work. Like, okay, this thing is different. Once the emotions are involved, I don't know what happens. What would you do to, like, what are your thoughts, just the general thoughts about addressing communication in a space where people are intimately connected? What would be that special thing, in your opinion, that it's peculiar to that space? Because I believe that whereas work can be logical, sometimes you're not in the logical energy, you're in the emotional energy, you're in the ego energy, and those matches, it could be at work, but they're not as exaggerated in this very intimate relationship on earth. One of the most intimate relationships on earth. How would you communicate better in the space where there is sensibilities, there is intimacy involved, there is ego involved? It's just too many things playing in the efficiency. What is that you said? I think for me, this is how I would show up. Of course, you didn't worry about the other one, but this is how I would show up to ensure I am still having the integrity in that space. Well, especially where there are two people intimately involved. Yes. I think we all come from different backgrounds. Yeah. So the first thing you need to know, what kind of background did this person come from? Yeah. I could have been coming from a home where communication is something that was not understood. So once you get to assess the root cause of something, you are supposed to start breaking those walls slowly by slowly. Yeah. I don't think it's something, if for the past 27 years someone has been living like that, it's not a wall you're going to just break today and be like, oh, I've conquered. No. It is a process. Yes. However, it's a two-way thing. Yeah, so you see the response. To make things work. Yeah. You can't do it alone. They have to give you that they have to encourage you. They give you green lights. Come in. Open so it's not something that you can work on in a day or a month. It's a process. And it's, to me, I believe the other person has to show that they're also willing to. In my last conversation, we said you invest as you see the response. Because many times we are wound up in what you want this relationship to be. Oftentimes, I would say, I will reiterate, you want this relationship to be something. But many times, ladies, we think we want this. And you just wish it, that energy on it, even when it's not working. Yes. I love that you said the person has to be willing. So you look out as Eva to the willingness of your intender partner. Yeah, honestly. Sometimes I say when life bites you,
you, even the more, I say the more you grow, I think the more you want intentionality.
Yes.
I always say this dance is for two. Relationship is the place where you cannot just say, let me dance alone for now,
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
dancing. You have to dance the two of you. If you're not dancing the two, even when you're dancing alone, you're feeling burnt if someone is not dancing. So it's, please, by all means, educate yourself about relationship. Today we've got a snippet from Eva, and this girl she's like a dynamite of information and knowledge. Please, you follow their space. Green Ambassadors has some social media pages?
Yes, we do have a website.
A website?
Yes,
yeah.
www.greenambassadorsclub.org.
Carolliving is going to collaborate. We are already in collaboration, so we continue to have these conversations. One thing I've realized that when I meet great people, I always take them as a blessing, and I always am open to things to grow wherever God takes us. And I'm so privileged to have met you, and I am enjoying.
Pleasure.
I'm enjoying this amazing intentioned relationship, and we could go on. Simon is busy there summoning us to finish this story. Purpose, intention spaces at work, at in your relationships. Maybe there are associations for growth and for empowerment, as even you add value to them, but also in your intimate relationship. Do not say she did not warn you. For those who are intending, do not say she didn't warn you. She has told you her 10-point program. Take it away and use it for something great. And for those, at some point, I think I always say, many people ask me, do you have anything, just as a parting shot, do you have anything to ask me from like looking down at you, like, I'm young, I am yet to experience certain things. What do you think you would ask a person like me? You think I have walked these roads and I could like empower you with some snippets of wisdom? This is now asking.
I think the one question I've always had is, especially with a marriage.
Yes.
How do you maintain your I don't want to say that marriage is a prison.
Yeah.
Just most people nowadays term it as a prison.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask is that how do you maintain your freedom in a marriage? You whereby you're not suffocated. How do you?
It's a tough one.
How do you ensure that yes, I'm in a marriage, it doesn't feel like a prison?
Yes.
I do have some liberty, but at the same time, I'm in line with what a marriage expects of me as a woman.
I think it comes from the education you have about marriage. I always say that yes, you may not be married, but the education, even just the thoughts and hypotheticals that you are bringing in at marriage as I'm intending to be married, I think it's important. There are many people who have worked marriages, like many of us have worked marriages, and we have been burnt, got lessons, and we have things. But I just said there are those hypotheticals. To be able to walk a marriage, it's for two. I always tell any young person, ask the right questions during dating. Listen to the responses, not the words. The responses, including the evasions. I don't think it's unnecessary. I think it's not necessary to talk about that. I think I always say listen to the response, not necessarily just the words that people have. I always say that a freedom for many women, when you find a gentleman, I always say I want always a gentleman to understand what is the role of. I always ask people generally, you have people to ask the question, what do you think the role of your wife would be? Because hypothetically, because if I'm going to be in the sample space of you choosing me, I should know what your thought space. What's a wife? Many people will say so many things. Of course, the wife has to take care of the home, has to add to me, improve me, listen to me, be my one person. And then I also say, if those are the expectations, ask them, what do you think you're going to bring to me? How have you understood that these are the contribution for me to fulfill my purpose on earth? So I think that if you can get to engage meaningfully around a gentleman that you're intending to be with for long, understanding your purpose on earth, that you're a gift to this world much as you give to them in a marriage. You're a gift to this world, and these worlds have to be married for you to live out your purpose and be happy. Because if you're happy in your purpose, I always say, at the end of the day, two human beings who are intending to be together should understand they should be connected to the maker and the maker's purpose for them on earth. You have to be connected to the person. They made this glass to be this crystalline, to just elevate an experience of taking water. They made Eva for a particular purpose. They made John, Jerry, Joshua, all these guys for a purpose. If each of you understand the purpose, I think that the support you intend will be elevated by that understanding. And it's so understanding. We're talking earlier that in a nutshell we could go on and on, but relationship spaces are places you have to understand, you have to learn and understand and continue learning. The education is not in P1, not in S6, not even at campus, but it's available. It's available in Carolliving. You can come here and we have these conversations and make them even bigger and better. And we just kind of debate around it. Thank you so much, Eva. Parting shots. It's an amazing. This is just a start. You know, I told her you need to first start. So that when I call you like next year, the other year, it's a moving target. Like now, green ambassadors here. We are, even as we are going to find your green ambassadors and collaborate and support. What are your parting shots as living an intentional life? Like 3 parting shots on those areas in your life, for your relationships, friendships, for your work, and even for your intimate relationship. 3 parting areas.
One I would say is that give whatever you do your best shot.
Yes.
I don't believe in a life of regret. So whatever you do, give it your best shot. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's work.
Yes.
Give it your best. If it works out well and good, if it fails, be like, hey, I did what I could. I gave it my best, and that's how life turned out. Yes. So
do your best. God is still in the business of establishing amazing work relationship, amazing marriages, amazing relationship. I will always say God, that sovereign, is still in the business of doing amazing things in these spaces. Keep it at Carolliving. Thank you so much, Eva, for partaking. Thank you for introduction. Let's wait for chapter 1. Keep it at Carolliving.